Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel Sparkle English, where I teach you how to improve your level of English. Today we're going to talk about the difference between have to and had better. So have to and had better are similar expressions, but they have distinct meanings and uses. The difference between have to and had better is that had better is used for strong advice when there could be negative consequences if you don't follow that advice, while have to is used to talk about obligations or rules without suggesting any specific danger or consequence. Let's look at some examples. You have to go to school tomorrow. You had better go to school tomorrow. Both of these sentences are correct. You have to go to school tomorrow. This suggests it's an obligation. It's important that you go. However, you had better go to school tomorrow. This implies if you don't go to school tomorrow, something bad's going to happen. Maybe the teacher will be angry at you or your mother. It suggests that there might be a negative consequence if you don't. Let's look at this example. David has to fill up the gas tank before he leaves. Again, this suggests that David needs to put gas in his car before he leaves. It's an obligation. David had better fill up the gas tank before he leaves. This implies that if he doesn't fill up the gas tank, maybe the car will run out of gas and there will be a problem. Let's look at each of these in more detail. So again, we use have to when we must do something because it is necessary or required. It's like a rule or obligation. However, have to is not as strong as must. Have to is a semi-modal verb. It is followed by a base verb, which is the infinitive without to. It's used to talk about things we are obligated to do, either because someone else says so or because it's important for a specific reason. So this is how we form have to. I have to, you have to, he, she, it has to, we and they have to. And you can use have to in the past tense as well. Today, I have to go to the grocery store. Yesterday, I had to go to the bank. For example, I have to wake up early tomorrow for an important meeting. We have to finish our project by the end of the week. Bernard has to study hard if he wants to pass the exam. So all of these are showing obligations. Now let's look at had better. We use had better to express strong recommendations or advice. It expresses the idea that something should be done or should happen, and that there might be negative consequences or even danger if it doesn't. Had better is also considered a semi-modal verb. Had better is followed by the bare infinitive without to. And this is how we conjugate had better. It's the same after all subjects. I had better, you had better, he, she, it had better, we had better, they had better. Now we do not say have better or has better. It is always had better, H-A-D. So we have the subject, then had better, and then the infinitive. For example, Jane had better pay her rent before the end of the month. We had better call the plumber right away. The water is flooding the bathroom. They had better leave now if they want to catch the last train. Now, we could replace had better with has to or have to. Jane has to pay her rent before the end of the month. That is also correct. However, when we say had better, it implies that Jane is going to be in trouble if she doesn't. Maybe her landlord will be angry with her and she'll get kicked out of her apartment. We had better call the plumber right away. It implies this is a big problem, and if we don't do it, the water is going to flood the bathroom. Now let's talk about the negative and interrogative forms of have to and had better. So we already talked about the affirmative form. You have to complete the project. You had better tell him the truth. We can also form the contraction you'd better or he'd better, she'd better. Now, the negative form of have to is don't have to or doesn't have to. You don't have to finish it today. He doesn't have to finish it today. And the negative form of had better is had better not. We don't say you don't had better or you hadn't better. It's had better not. Not comes after had better. You had better not miss the train, or you'd better not miss the train. And the interrogative form is do I have to or does she have to? Do I have to attend the meeting? Does she have to go to the appointment? Now, the interrogative form of had better is not very common. It is not typically used in this form. However, the form would be correct as had plus the subject plus better. Had I better help Joel in the kitchen? Had he better pay his rent? Let's look at a few more examples before we do our quiz. She doesn't have to do the dishes tonight. You had better not forget your passport. Do they have to check in before 10 p.m.? Had we better leave early to avoid traffic? Again, remember, it's not typical to use had better in this form. So now it's time for our quiz. So are these 8 sentences correct or incorrect? You don't have to change have to or had better. I just want you to check that they are grammatically correct. Number 1, he have to finish this report before the meeting. Number 2, you don't have to clean the dishes. I'll take care of it. Number 3, she has better pay her electricity bill before the power gets cut. Number 4, do I had to bring anything to the party tomorrow? Number 5, he'd better do his homework before Mom comes home. Number 6, I had to work overtime last night to meet the deadline. Number 7, you had not better lose your keys. And finally, number 8, we had better get a taxi. It's going to start raining soon. Okay, let's correct these together. Number 1 is incorrect. He have to finish this report. This is incorrect. It should not be have. It should be has. He has to finish this report before the meeting. Number 2 is correct. You don't have to clean the dishes. Number 3 is incorrect. She has better. Remember, we never say has better. It's had better. She had better pay her electricity bill. Number 4 is also incorrect. Do I had to bring anything? It should be do I have to bring anything? Because we're forming a question. Do I have to? Number 5 is correct. He'd better do his homework. Remember, we can make the contraction he'd better instead of he had better. Number 6 is also correct. I had to work overtime last night. Remember, we can put have to in the past tense, and we're talking about last night. So it's not I have to work last night. It's I had to work overtime last night. Number 7 is incorrect. You had not better lose your keys. Remember, when we make had better negative, we put not after better. So it's you had better not lose your keys. You had better not. And number 8 is correct. We had better get a taxi. Okay, so let me know in the comment section how many you got correct out of 8. If you liked this video, please click like. Make sure to subscribe to Sparkle English for more lessons like this one. And you can check out my other English grammar lessons and other lessons on modal verbs by clicking on the links in the description below. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in my next lesson.